All right, it is 5:30 and it's time to start our regularly scheduled meeting with a roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Here.
Commissioner Barwick,
Here.
Commissioner Webb,
Here.
Commissioner Steckland,
Here.
Mayor Absher.
Here, would you all stand with me and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item number 3 on the agenda is our time for public comments, audience to visitors. This is subject to 2 ordinances as listed on the agenda. Those ordinances are available in the back corner of the room over here. So who would like to come address the council tonight, subject to those rules and regulations? Mr. Johnson.
Have they changed since I've been here last?
They have not, but I would ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Can't give me more time?
I'm not going to give you more time. Last time turned into a disaster, so I'm going to ask you to be respectful of that rule.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. How we doing? I guess I could use one of those myself. And you pass it around.
Let me give you a 1 minute. When you have 1 minute left, 2 minutes
You can.
left, what do
Yeah,
you?
can. Yeah, that's fine.
Pardon me?
That's fine.
Which one? 1 minute or 2
1
minutes?
minute.
Okay.
Okay, my name is James E. Johnson. I'm a Christian patriotic constitutional American. I'm a Vietnam era veteran and with an honorable discharge. And I'm here to expose the truth in the United States. And I'm mainly here to keep us from getting involved in World War III. Because the Lord's had me do something for months to put something together. And the Lord Yahweh, anyway. Can you see me okay? Can you zero in on that, please? Got it? Anyway, I consider this a national and international emergency. I want people to go viral, make copies, ensure the information in the hands of every American. The European Rothschild family, Rockefellers, Warburgs, and 2 other international Freemasonic Jewish banking elite families with the Ashkenazi Jesuits and the 13 Roman papal families at the Vatican have used 33rd degree Masonic Democrat United States presidents for World War presidents. Woodrow Wilson, FDR, and now they're going to use Biden to bring about a Luciferian New World Order of one world government for Freemasonic Jewish control and ownership of the earth. Puppet President Biden publicly let Americans know he was the chosen war president, fraudian slip from dementia, truth in the United States. Okay, this talks about Albert Pike's 1871 plan for 3 world wars. And World War III, anyway, you know we passed a budget for like, I don't know, $95 billion in aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. What they want to do is they want to financially bankrupt us, is what they want to do. The third war must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the adjuncture of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arab world, and political Zionism, State of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, which is America, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilist and the atheist, and we shall provoke the formidable social cataclysm which in all its horror will show clearly the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin salvage, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the destroyers of civilization and the multitude delusion with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into public view. The manifestation will result from general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Now, this war is that Netanyahu, he's the 33rd Freemasonic Ashkenazi Jew, and he knew Hamas was going to bomb them. The Egyptian government warned him 2 days in advance. He wants to destroy his own people, Torah Jews, okay, and the Arab nations. And the same way with Putin and that Zelensky. They're all Freemasonic, 33rd degree Masons, and they're being used by these people to try to bring us into one world government. Anyway, I had other things. Anyway, they're trying to kill Trump. They want to murder Trump. They want him dead, just like they did Lincoln and they did Kennedy. And it's these people that I've just mentioned want him dead because he throws a wrench in their one world government. And what they're going to do 3 years from now, what they plan on doing is poisoning all the American people's water. They want to kill us. AIDS, COVID, Ebola is not killing us off quick enough, and they want to poison our water. And they plan on doing it. I mean, I had a thing here, but I don't right now. They plan on doing it. And not only that, they want to bankrupt the country, and they want to bring us in this war, poison our water. It's just horrible, the things that they're wanting to do. So what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to pass these out throughout Marion, Illinois. Make sure every household in Marion gets a copy of this so it will expand through Illinois and then the rest of the United States. Now, I'm not asking too much. You've got everything looking good here on the square. You could use some of that money for God. And this is serving our nation. It's serving our community. You don't want all these things to happen. Don't forget, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when I came and told you back in 2019, they released the COVID virus. Now, there's been about 1 million people that have died from that. Please don't let us experience World War III. I'm asking the Marion City Council not to let us experience World War III. All you have to do, very simply, you've got the money to do it, is put it in the hands of at least every family here in Marion so it expands through Illinois and the rest of the United States. Now, believe me, they will abort their plans because they're outnumbered. There's only one nation per 1,000 people on the whole earth. And as universal, they're greatly outnumbered. And believe me, you'd be better off instead of serving the Masonic Lodge to serve the American people. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because when it all comes down, you know, and if you guys all get in a bunch of trouble for not doing what you should be doing, the Masonic Lodge is going to run. They're just going to let you be on your own. They're not going to help you at all. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Anyway, here it is again. Please help the American people.
Okay, who's next? Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on to item number 4, which is the consent agenda tonight, consisting of items A, B, and C and sub-items. Anybody on the council want any of these items removed and voted upon separately? Any of our guests want any of these items voted upon separately in either A, B, or C, or any sub-item? Okay, hearing no objection, I would entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda as presented.
I would second.
Is there a motion?
No.
I need a motion
Well, I
first.
thought you made the motion.
I would need a motion. Sorry for not.
I'll make a
I'm not seeing-
motion that we accept the consent agenda 4A through C as given. I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion on any of these items? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Moving on to new business, item 5A is a request for a special use permit. Is there anybody here to speak for or against the special use permit, by the way? Okay. This is in reference to the county government. Oh, okay.
Norm.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that you were wanting to speak.
I apologize, Mr. Mayor, I only got one ear, and it's not the best.
Okay.
My name's Norton Winters, and I've been a part of this community just about all my life. I own property right north of where they're looking at putting this in on 37. We've had some water issues, addressed with the county, and just spoke with Superintendent Phillips about it. You know, I'm not against it. The county does need a building. You know, the only concerns that I have is there again, the water issues that we're having out there now, you know, across from Odins down Mule Creek, you know, out on Patrick Street, you know, during the big rains. Also, you know, a little bit of concern about the noise possibility of it being so close to my front door out there. But I did go to the county meeting today, and they are evidently talking about moving it back because there is an existing gas main in there, the one that feeds the gas plant. So
When you say back, do you mean to the east?
Back to the south, sir.
To the south?
Yes.
Does that help your situation then?
No, that would help the sound of possibly
Okay.
30 barking dogs, hopefully. The drainage, you know, is the main issue that we're gonna have out there.
Well, we were included in our packet, just so that you know, was, I presume, a bunch of pictures you took and presented to the zoning board. So we're all aware of the issues, and I would have to agree with you based on what I've seen. Those issues need to be corrected. I noticed in the notes of the zoning board meeting that one of the commissioners attended that meeting and made some assurances to you that they would work on these issues. And
Hopefully, we're all gonna get the things, they'll get that
Okay.
worked out and addressed with the architecture. But I just wanted to come tonight for the council, and I do appreciate, you know, Superintendent Phillips coming out and speaking with me on it. Hopefully,
Okay.
he's supposed to meet with Travis, and hopefully they'll get all the issues addressed.
Okay,
I appreciate your time and
Sure.
Commissioner's Board's time. Thank you.
I think there are some drainage and water issues out there. I know there's a trailer court to the southeast of this property. Part of that creek, I think we've made or went out there several times to take care of some beaver dams and whatnot. I'm not sure what the answer is and how extensive it needs to be, but all of that comes to the north side of Patrick Street, and Patrick Street has a rather big ditch. It would be along the south side of that trailer court. I'm not sure where all of the water from the east comes, but it comes to the east along the north side of Patrick, and then runs south, I believe, to the creek that runs parallel with Courtney Street, I believe it is. And then that eventually goes under 13 and back down Madison Street, I think it is.
North Van Buren,
Van Buren?
North Van Buren, where it runs by Severn.
Yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah, there's a big culvert that goes underneath 13. This has always, not always, but been somewhat of a problem over the years, but I would encourage us from our side to look into that and make sure that everybody's on the same page. I think it'll work, but we just need to make sure we do our due diligence as well.
the beavers in particular are pretty resourceful. They tend to build those back just about as quick as you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
get them out of there sometimes anyway.
What they need to do, I've been told this, it's a matter of physics. They need to double the size of the tunnel that goes under 13. That's what needs to be done. Now, a few years back, one of the dumpsters from Emory got caught in there, and it really flexed back there. Because I know, I live in that area, so I know it's called Mule Creek. It runs in the primary creek. But anyway, it needs to.
That issue would be something we'd have to talk to IDOT about. That's an IDOT controlled road, and unfortunately, that's not something we can do on our own, so.
Water gets real high, so you try to go But, you know, you all, Bob Butler and everything, have done wonders with that, because it's a lot better than what it used to be.
Well, every issue, this is a little bit tangent, but Friday, Cody and I had an opportunity to tour Crab Orchard Lake and the watershed down there on an airboat. Lay our own eyes on some of the issues that's going on. I've said this before, but just as a refresher, we have contracted with the United States Army Corps of Engineers to study the entire watershed, because the issue is that you can't just pretend that what's going on inside of city limits is the cause or the effect of either. That creek, Crab Orchard, starts almost to Pittsburgh, I believe, and of course all the tributaries like Mule, and there's some other creeks that flow into it. I tongue-in-cheek say our forefathers had the foresight to found our little town on the convergence of 2 or 3 little creeks, which may have worked well for them in the 1830s. Probably wasn't the best idea in the 2030s as we move on. So the Corps of Engineers have got some specific recommendations, all of which are exceedingly expensive and take a lot of time. One of the outcomes I hope that's going to come with this, specific to the Moore Park area, is we're applying with the refuge for a $25 million grant that will not only help the refuge, but will help our flooding problem that we have before it gets to the refuge in Moore Park. But it's just another way of saying is that we can, to your point, in theory, you can put a triple box or something like that under 13, but if it backs up at the refuge because of beaver dams or because of lack of throughput, it just pushes all that problem north. And so we've got a multitude of areas that need to be addressed and worked on, studied, implemented, solutions implemented, and we are, I believe, steadfastly working towards that. But all of it is very, very, very expensive, and it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of regulation that goes on with this. We can't do anything. Even if we get this grant, there's a whole nother leg of the government that has to approve and review and hopefully approve the fixes to some of that stuff. So
They have widened this year, so,
under 13?
no, they're between,
Yeah.
13 and Patrick. It's been widened, some are deeper.
Well, we will keep working at these issues as they come up, and say a little prayer that beavers get a different hobby in life, because it's kind of a thorn in our side on that regard. But so anyway, you don't necessarily you're not registering an objection, you said, to this facility being which is really what our domain is on this particular issue. It's just whether we approve a special use permit or not. So okay, so before we can discuss it any further, I'll just go ahead and make a motion that we approve a request by Williamson County Board for a special use permit at Route 37 North Court Street, parcel 06-12-476-006, to build a new county animal control facility. This is currently in a rural agricultural zone, which by our zoning code requires this kind of facility to have a special use permit.
I would second that.
Okay, any further discussion on this?
Question, just to be clear, this is paid for by the county? Okay, just want to be sure.
Right.
I thought that, but I wasn't sure.
It's just in our zoning
Right,
area.
okay.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Jay?
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Wendy, do you want to talk about item 6A briefly, just so that everybody's clear on what this is?
So the street department took some tires off of one of our fire trucks. Due to their regulations, they can only have the tires on there for so long before they become essentially expired under the rules, and they have to come off and new ones put on. But these tires are still in very good shape. They're not bad tires. Obviously, they're large tires that can only go on certain types of trucks and vehicles. We do not have anything at the city that we can use these tires on. If we wanted to dispose of them, it would actually cost us money to dispose of them. So Mr. Phillips asked if there was any way that we might be able to find someone else or another entity that could use these, maybe a construction entity or something that could use these tires. But in order to do that, the council has to approve for them to be disposed of.
It's not that there's anything wrong with the tires, it's just that they've expired for use on the fire truck.
Correct.
They could be used someplace else where those regulations, stipulations may not be in effect or are not in effect.
Correct, yeah. Doug would have used them on any of our vehicles, but they're just not the right size tire
Yeah.
for any of our other
Sure.
trucks.
Is it because they expired on time? They're too old?
Yes, it's a time
Do you know what
thing.
that time is?
I don't.
The reason I ask is that I don't know if they're the same set of rules with like DOT rules, but like motorhomes and things like that, you know, your tires expire, I think it's after 10 years, you have to replace them even if you've got good tread on them. And so my question is our statement is, I think we ought to be pretty careful to whom we're selling these to. Might be fine to run them on a farm or something like that, but I'm not sure if those rule sets are the same for DOT and if it's got a different set of rules or not.
Well, I would imagine before somebody would want the tires, they would ask how old they are.
Okay.
So that, yeah.
So is Doug going to advertise these, or how, or are we just going to take them and shred them? Or?
He was going to take on the task of trying to find someone,
Okay.
because these are not normal tires.
Yeah, I
They
understand.
have to go on large equipment
Okay.
type of thing. So yeah, he was going to take on that task.
Doug did tell me it's gonna cost about $500 to dispose of them if we do it the
Well, I know that's what we were trying to avoid. We don't
Yeah.
want to pay to just
So,
trash them.
That may be what we very well do, but.
Okay.
Will you be doing a contract if someone decides to buy them? Will you have something that they have to sign acknowledging that they recognize the date? Because there'll be a date stamp on these tires.
We can.
That might
Yeah.
kind of
I
alleviate.
think, I don't know what the rule is on that, and it may be a more stringent rule on fire trucks, and I suspect it probably is, but.
I think it probably is.
But anybody that is buying them needs to go into it with their eyes wide open, because I'm not sure if they can be used on the
Yeah,
road or
they would
not.
be purchasing them in an as-is condition.
Okay. And it says that in here in the ordinance,
I'm sure there's still a use for them somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
just,
mean,
I mean,
Doug said that certain size dump
Yeah.
trucks, they
Yeah.
would fit perfectly, just
Right.
not the
Right.
size that we have.
right.
So,
I know DOT did not regulate, when I had my buses and those and stuff, they didn't regulate the age of any tire. It was all on tread wear and that kind of stuff. They did measure that.
These
But
will
it was-
probably be put on a trailer, probably not a steer tire, but as long as whoever buys them acknowledges whatever that date stamp is.
yeah, they would have to understand what they're buying and how old they
Yeah.
are.
I think it's worth trying.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve this ordinance then.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to approve ordinance 3968, directing the sale of personal property.
Second that.
Any other questions of Wendy or discussion on this? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick?
Yay?
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin?
Yay.
Mayor Absher?
Yay. Okay, as part of the timeline and statutory requirements for approving TIF 20, which we know we're in the middle of a 6-month process. We've had a couple of hearings on that. The next step is to establish yet another time and date for a public hearing. And that's what this ordinance 3969 is. Just specifically, the next hearing would be 5 p.m. on September 9th. I believe that's immediately preceding that Monday council meeting, first council meeting of September. It'll be held in this room, which is 350 Tower Square Plaza, Marion, Illinois. And that's my motion to approve ordinance 3969, establishing that date as mentioned for a public hearing to discuss the establishment of TIF 20.
Second that.
Questions?
It is presumed that the adopting ordinances will also be passed that night, so that should be the end of that process.
Okay, just so that it's on camera, what Cody just said is it's also presumed that we'll consider at that meeting on September 9th the adopting ordinances. So this is the last of 3 hearings in this process. And the outcome maybe on September 9th to put that TIF in place. So that's a good point. Thank you. So first, second, right? Any other questions, discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 7B is a list of TIF, residential TIF 1 and 2 grants. There's 15 or so on there, it looks like. I've been asked by Cody to make an announcement that in residential TIF 2, which is the newest of these two, there's three grant slots available that's left. And again, these are all on first come, first served type basis. Residential TIF 1 still has plenty of available funds in it. But if you're in residential TIF 2 and you've got a project and you've been delaying, you probably ought to call Cody or Jennifer as like in the morning. Because we're about out of that, and that will be it for this fiscal year, which doesn't end until May of next year. So it's a very popular program. And again, lots of roof replacements, deck repairs, fences and gutters, windows, tree removal. And that's what we've got in my motion to approve the TIF grant applications received through July 19th, 2024 as listed in your packet.
Second that.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 8A, Commissioner Barber.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a collective bargaining agreement with the Marion Professional Firefighters Association, local number 2977 through April 30th of 2028.
I would second that.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 9A, Commissioner Barber.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the recommendation of myself and Chief Fitz to hire Daniel Boyd as a dispatcher at the probationary 1 pay rate per the collective bargaining agreement. Boyd's start date will be July 29th, 2024.
Is there a second?
I'll
Second
second
that.
that.
Okay, any discussion? Questions? Is he here tonight, Chief?
He cannot be here tonight, sir.
Okay, maybe the next meeting?
I'll ask him, yes, sir.
It's up to him. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 9B, Commissioner Barber.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a collective bargaining agreement with FOP for patrol officers, sergeants, and detectives through April 2028.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on item 9B? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Item 10A, Commissioner Stecklin.
All right, I would make a motion to approve a quote from Midwest Music Supply to install the remaining programmable lighting throughout the meeting rooms and the expo hall. This is going to be paid for out of the capital replacement fund. And if you're, should we get a motion first before we talk about it? Or do you want to talk about it?
That was your motion, right?
Yeah,
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Did you have something?
just to explain what it is, if you're familiar with the large part of the pavilion right now, there are 3 truss towers full of lighting in there. There's not one closest to the entrance as you come in from the 3 meeting rooms into there, and that's where they always set up the buffets for every big thing that's out there, and it's dark every time. So we need something above that to light that all up all the way across. That's what this is. It'll finish up the lighting project for the pavilion.
Okay. Is there a second? There's a second, right? Any questions or discussion on this? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton,
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick,
Yay.
Commissioner Webb,
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin,
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. We don't have anything under item 11 that probably might not should have been on there, but So we'll move to item 12, Commissioner reports. We'll start with Commissioner Webb tonight.
Yeah, street departments, we're about to finish the new sidewalk work on South Court, doing drainage work on the creek behind the fire department. We are prepping roads all across town ahead of the asphalt crew. At this point, they're about 25% done, so we're well into our asphalt program, so be around for a few more weeks on that. We're weeding across town, mowing and bush hogging as well, and we do our own pavement striping, so we're doing that behind the asphalt crew, getting those roads painted up. So, and all's going good at the cemetery.
Okay. Commissioner Steckland?
Yes, sir. Since the last meeting, let's see, I don't have a report from the water department, I don't think, but I do have trivia for tonight. So since it is the second meeting, we'll just go to that. A little different than normal, but how many bones do sharks have? I guess they swim in water, so that's the tie-in between the water. Oh, I'll give you 300, 745, 0, or 826.
0.
I'm gonna go with 0.
The answer is 0. Yes, it's completely made up of cartilage. Okay, and which of the following animals eat with their eyes? I didn't make these, I'm sorry. Thanks for reading. Snakes, frogs, lizards, turtles.
Eat with their eyes.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Snakes, lizards. What'd you say?
Snakes, frogs, lizards, or turtles?
Never heard of such a thing.
I guess they are all affiliated with water somehow, so that's how we're tying this into the water department. So the answer is frogs. When a frog swallows its food, it pulls its eyes down into the roof of its mouth. They help push the food down its throat. Even though a frog does not have teeth, it doesn't chew its meal and swallow it. It eats its meal whole and while they're still alive. Vicious little creatures.
Now we know.
Now you know. You can all sleep better tonight. That's all I've got.
Mr. Barwick?
A report for the fire department for the month of June. Total incidents reported were 50. We had 7 100 series fire calls, 1 200 series explosion call, 2 rescue EMS calls, 6 hazardous conditions, no fires, 5 service calls, 10 good intent calls, 19 activated alarms, again for a total of 50. That's all I have.
Mr. Patton?
Don't have anything from the treasurer's office, but I would like to report that the Pinto International Tournament completed, excuse me, last weekend. It was held out at Rent One or Mountain Dew Park, I'm sorry, and the Ray Fosse Park. Me being a park rat my whole life, it was very good and very refreshing to see the park full and operating at probably near capacity. How many teams? 32 teams in town, which means parents, coaches, grandparents. So you can imagine the economic impact to our region. It went well, very good competition, very good baseball for 8-year-olds. Along with that, starting Thursday, actually Friday, the games will begin for the Colt League World Series. All of the teams should be arriving here within the next couple days. I don't recall from memory because my memory stinks anymore. How many international teams do we have?
We've got 4 in the Czech Republic,
Czech Republic, Japan,
Nicaragua, and Mexico.
and Mexico and Nicaragua. Yeah, so they will be here. You want to see some good competitive baseball, go out there to Rent One Park. Fun-filled nights and days, and be a tremendous opportunity not only for the kids but for our community as well.
Okay. Anything to come under miscellaneous from the council or any staff? Chief, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Rachel? Cody? Wendy? Shannon? Danny? Okay. I do not have a need. Does anybody else have a need for a closed executive session this evening? Okay, hearing no need, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Barwick.
Yay?
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Stecklin.
Yay.
Mayor Absher.
Yay. Guys, we need your signatures on some contracts before you leave tonight. Thank you all.